I am Jeremy McGrath, 34 years old, 10-time national champion, winningest Supercross rider ever. But this is my last Supercross race, period.
NBC Sports is proud to present the inaugural Jeremy McGrath Invitational. Welcome everyone to Carson, California, here at the Home Depot Center. A beautiful evening as we ready for the second night of competition. Pat Parnell along with Robbie Floyd will be checking in with Cameron Steele. And we begin with our Moto 1 race, which will determine the start order for tonight's main.
And as you can see, a talented field, but each one of them wants to get that best gate pick. I mean, you want to have first pick, so you can say, hey, I want to be here. I don't want to be shut out in that first turn. We'll see some bracket racing a little bit later. It's going to be a little bit different on the start. But as far as the moto format, you want to get first pick. That means you can maybe get next to the box, like Josh Grant is right there. You don't have to worry about somebody next to you rubbing elbows.
We see Kyle Mace on that outside lane. Remember, an 8-lap race will determine the gate pick order for the 16-lap main.
Kyle Lewis, number 23. Look, there's a gate in between those two. Kyle Lewis gets great hole shots. He's on the outside, makes the most of it, but somebody goes underneath.
And there you see Cole Siebler getting the hole shot, followed by Wyndham. Jason Thomas in third, Greg Schnell in fourth, and Jeff Dement in fifth.
You got to love the Rams styling up the first kicker, and some of the riders having to divert right there. Not able to do it. You can't roll over from here.
A lot of the riders saying they were very intimidated the way they would get pinched coming into that first ramp. But Wyndham pulling away.
That Kush Cash hole shot award $1,000. I don't know, look like a tight battle between Wyndham and Cole Siebler, but right now you can see Kevin Wyndham. Look at this rhythm section. Seat bounce over that little step-up triple and into the turn. And these ramps are so smooth. You're trying to separate yourself from the field. But if you're a rider that got a bad hole shot like Josh Grant, you see him with that yellow gear back around 6 or 7. He's trying to make up ground while they are so tight right now, Pat.
Thomas Schnell Smith still behind Wyndham as Wyndham continues his pull. And right there, a little contact going down.
David Villeman gets a bat into that deal, and it's just Josh Grant. Looked like they hooked foot pegs for just a second, got thrown down.
Traded plastic there, but still Wyndham. We've seen this before from Wyndham. We saw it last night. We'll be looking at recaps of last night's race. For Wyndham, much of the same.
Trying to get aggressive. It looked like Jason Thomas diving in as well, making the pass for second place. Cole Siebler and Thomas, I mean, they ride the Supercross season all year long. They're used to going bar to bar.
Following Siebler, Schnell and Danny Smith. So a battle out the back, but Wyndham continues to pull away.
One thing about this race too, Pat, is I haven't mentioned yet, is you're seeing 250Fs against 450Fs. I mean, it's a run what you've run kind of deal. This track may suit, 250F riders. They won't have that quick little jump off of some of these jumps, but as far as the bike, much easier to throw around.
You mentioned the bikes. You can hear Grant out the back, his bike, and Dement goes down through the whoops, and there in the yellow jersey, number 24, Grant just making the charge, working his way up, and look at the speed through the whoops by Grant in the yellow.
The yellow gear, just a blur through that whoop section, just hangs his rear end off the back of the bike. Now he's trying to get by Danny Smith. So he's up to 4th, started about 8th or 9th, Pat. We saw him in that first lap. It's hard to miss that yellow gear. And Kevin Wyndham is trying to check out right now. Jason Thomas sits in second. But Wyndham trying to show everyone just how fast he is. He was the fastest qualifier as far as single lap of 59.4. So that's really the mark to go by. But pretty much a 1-minute lap time.
Well, comparatively, when you look at Wyndham, the smooth riding, his teammate Josh Grant recently secured a 3-year extension on his Honda contract. And it's that type of consistency, the hunger out the back. Thomas in second, Schnell in third, Danny Smith in fourth, and Grant making room in fifth.
Josh Grant been trying to win a 125 Supercross title the past couple of years, and now he's trying to get by his buddy Danny Smith, trying to get that Supercross title. Kevin Wyndham, his teammate, has done so, but it's been 10 years ago since he's won a title. Grant He is the new fast guy. He's aggressive. And the main thing I really see out of Grant is he's been training with Ryan Hughes. And Rhino knows how to fight on and off the track in a nice way, but very determined rider.
Grant training 5 days a week, committed to getting the placings that he knows he can, working his way up into fourth. Grant just coming out the back. Wyndham still continues to lead way out front, followed by Thomas, Schnell, and Smith. Now in fifth, Grant in fourth.
Wyndham, a long, lanky rider. But look at how he's cruising around. I mean, elbows up, leg out. He's putting on a clinic right now, a how-to video.
And out of the turn there, Josh Grant, known for his AM battles with Michael Alessi, but showing his hunger, continuing the charge.
I think everybody has battles with Michael Alessi, but Grant is moving through this 450 field in that 250F. Josh Hansen, the other 250F rider out there, he's relegated just barely inside the top 10, but look at Kevin Wyndham. But Grant is coming fast. Next up on the list, Jason Thomas.
See Grant, number 24 in the yellow jersey, trying to make room and make up some time between him and teammate Kevin Wyndham.
And here's Thomas next on the list. Butler Brothers Racing Honda. BTOsports.com picked up that new sponsorship. A lot of change in place.
Right there, Grant yet again.
Can't do a thing about it. You go that high, you have an aggressive rider like Grant underneath you, you let him take that position. You fight it, you're probably going over the bars, you're going over those tough blocks.
So Wyndham in the lead, followed by Grant, Thomas in third, Schnell in fourth.
You see they're both at the entrance and the exit of the same straightaway. An amazing job right now by Josh Grant. The question is, does he have anything for Kevin Wyndham? Obviously, he's quicker than a majority of the field right now, moving up halfway through the field into second place right now. But, you know, Wyndham's another story.
Well, still to come, the bracket racing. That's going to be interesting to see how Wyndham fares with the rest of the competition. Just amazing speed by the Factory Connection Honda team rider.
And the thing is, watch how Wyndham, he has all that power at his fingertip, that 450 Honda. Grant has to do a little more stuff like that, a little more seat bouncing, having to really get on the throttle and use his body to get over some of these jumps. But he's doing that triple section after the one ramp. We'll see it here in just a second. He's doing that section on 250F. There's some guys on 450s that aren't doing it. We'll see it after he makes this left-hand turn.
Grant just pinned all the way to the turn, separating his hold on second place.
There's that triple into the turn, 450. Yeah, big bite. Grant's able to do it behind. And even jumps like that, when you can land smooth on the downslope, 250's fine. But there's other options, Pat. Having to jump off of those tabletops. When you get relegated to that option, it's much more difficult for the smaller bike.
And look at number 13, Heath Voss on the Dr. D Prepared Honda, making his way from 6th, moving on up. A battle between 4th and 5th right now.
Yeah, that Dunlop whoop section, he had him hooked up straight. He's a powerful rider, moving his way up. He's a World Supercross champion from a couple of years ago. He's trying to regain his form, not on the factory Yamaha, now riding the privateer Honda. Unlike the team of Kevin Wyndham, number 14, the white flag means last lap. Josh Grant in second. Third is now Jason Thomas, and you see Craig Schnell looking over, trying to take a look at Danny Smith, and here comes that World Supercross champion of Heath Voss.
See if Voss can close the gap on the last lap. Second place, Grant. So the real battle out the back. Battle for third and fourth. So we see Schnell, Thomas, and Smith trying to grab that last third spot. Grant in second, and Wyndham just so smooth, continues it all the way through, and it's what you were talking about, the way that he's able to just so confidently go through the triples, all those sections. One of the few riders doing it every single time.
And the whoops, too. Yeah. He's built for speed, Pat. I mean, he's long, he's lanky, he's got a big bike. He's made to go fast. Josh Grant, I mean, he's a 20-year-old kid, but look at him. He's no slouch either on a 250F.
And there it is, Sobe Samsung Honda team rider Kevin Wyndham grabs the win in Moto 1, and Grant turned pro back in 04, got his first win at Budds Creek in a good race here tonight as we'll look forward towards the main. So the final results, Kevin Wyndham with the win, Josh Grant in second, and that battle that was ensuing out the back, it ended up with Jason Thomas in third. But still to come here at the Jeremy McGrath Invitational, a first bracket racing. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone, as the fans are ready for more racing. Here for the Jeremy McGrath Invitational, Pat Parnell along with Robbie Floyd will be checking in with Cameron Still throughout the entire competition. First, we bring you Developing Story. This was supposed to be Jeremy McGrath's last professional race. However, it happened in yesterday's time trials. Jeremy getting bucked off his ride.
The 7-time Supercross champion has looked so good. He's no longer a full-time racer. Had to make the decision when that front end dipped down. Do I stay on? Do I jump off? He jumped off, and he has to suffer the consequences.
The third member of our broadcast team, Cameron Steele, caught up with McGrath. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I came around the corner and I went off the jump and I hit a little pothole. I didn't even see it really, and it kicked me over the front. And about halfway, I thought, oh, I can make this, save it. And then it started to come over, and I knew I didn't want to be on the bike when it came over, so I had to jump off.
Never want to be tackled by the machine. The question is, will we be able to see you riding here on Saturday night?
Well, I'm going to go get some massage. I pinched my neck and pinched my shoulder, and I think I have a broken big right toe, but I'm going to go back and do everything I can do to be out here tomorrow.
Always the Ironman. Jeremy, great event. Thanks for having everybody out here, and we hope to see you riding tomorrow night.
Yeah, me too. You know, it wasn't in the script to be this way. All the guys came out to support me, and I'm really proud of all of them. And I definitely hope I can be in there tomorrow.
Now, this is what we've learned since yesterday. McGrath suffered 2 fractures in his C7, 2 broken bones in his foot. The good news is, Robbie, he's stable condition, and he wishes all the competitors a great competition.
Yeah, he knew about the broken toe, but he had no idea about the broken neck. Jeremy will be back. He's in good health right now, or thumbs up. He's hoping everybody good luck here tonight, including Travis Pastrana, who's used to a few broken bones. Yeah. Travis is racing tonight. Yeah, he'll be competing in the FMX demo a little bit later, but he is racing a totally different format than you're used to seeing, a bracket race. We start with 16 of our fastest qualifiers, and we pare it down to who is the fastest rider. Head-to-head matchup action, 2 laps only. We'll see who is the fastest tonight. And still, we have a main event just like you're used to seeing, but it is a 2-day format. Yesterday's events, today's events, we combine them and we will crown one champion. $125,000 goes to the winner of this $500,000 purse.
Yep. We'll have a recap of last night's competition, but first we check in with Cameron Still, a look at a very creative course here at the Home Depot Center.
Well, Pat, creative is absolutely right. Who would have thought of putting freestyle motocross ramps on a Supercross track? Well, Jeremy McGrath, of course. Check it out. The 70-foot huck. There's nowhere to go. There's no escape. You got to hit the ramp. If you don't make it, you got to jump over the top or go around the side. It's very dangerous. Remember, we also have bracket racing, and strategy is going to come into play as well. If you're going into the corner, you can block a guy out, and anything can happen. You take him out, he can't make the jump. You're going to win. It's going to make for an interesting race.
Thanks a lot, Cameron. A further look at this challenging course.
And you turn right in the bracket race where you saw in the moto format, they're turning left. Here it's a right-hand turn about 180. You're going to see some stuffing, I guarantee you, in that first turn and the metal ramps. The riders love them. They're smooth, consistent. They never change.
We jump into the bracket racing head-to-head, and you see Wyndham, Thomas Voss advancing out of their first round, and Hansen and Sorby about to do battle. It's been an interesting 2 days for Sorby. Last night, it was between him and Danny Smith. Problems for Sorby.
Yeah, and we bring these riders from the farthest stretches of the universe, Idaho and France, going at it right here, Pat. And France goes down hard.
Sorby went down. He'd actually have more problems landing on Ryan Clark's hand, but right now, first round, Sorby.
But watch the start. Here's what's important. You see Haney look over. Hansen, the 100, he's on the outside, but he didn't want to really get that whole shot. Squares it up. Now this is another 450 versus 250 showdown.
So far, a tight battle. Still in the corner, still a chance for both Hansen and Sorby, but Sorby out front.
And Haney tripling into the turn. You see the different options, Pat.
Yeah.
Now you get to see them really side by side. It's a game of position when you're one-on-one like this.
And that's what head-to-head format is supposed to encourage. Very tight. This is one of the tightest races we have seen.
Oh, it only gets better.
Lead changes, block passing, bracket racing at its best. You can see how tight the race still is.
Little styling as well. I mean, he's throwing a leg down, and he's a styler. I mean, when he sees Sorby doing that in front of him, it's kind of like fronting him. It's saying, hey, I'm rubbing it in your face right now. I'm in front of you. But you see Hansen, he's close enough to make the pass his whole shot straight away.
One more lap to go in the bracket racing. First round for Sorby and Hansen.
Hansen inside.
Block pass, beautiful.
Goes for that front tire. He gave him room though, Pat. I'm really surprised he didn't park him right there.
And more plastic exchange between Sorby and Hansen.
Did I say park? That's what he did to Hanny right there. And just what Cameron talked about. He shut him down in that turn. Hansen not backing out. The crowd is on their feet.
And Sorby out front. Exchanging continues between these two.
Again, another stuff. Now, Hanny's really good in the whoops. He's long and lanky, but he's set up on the outside, and he couldn't get to the inside. He wanted to dive in right there.
That was a vital turn, but still. Hansen, Sorby. Hansen takes the outside line.
Yeah, that's not going to help him, really. They're going to stay about the same in that one section. It's going to come down to the last turn. Hansen runs it in. Watch this right-hand turn. He has one more opportunity if he's going to get the pass. Sorby in first, and it's going to stay that way.
Very close. Sorby always strong in that one turn. We've watched him through the fast laps earlier in the week. So it will be Sorby advancing.
Look at that, more of a middle-of-the-road approach right there. Hanny gave him room. But watch Sorby, the 917. He squares it up outside. He's determined. He turned in the air. He gave Hanny some room as well. Props to both riders.
Great racing so far. We move on to the bottom half of the draw in the first round. See Villeman and Grant already advancing. Jeff Dement and Danny Smith. Dement, the Texan, spends most of his time doing MotoGP in Europe.
Yeah, he's made the rounds. These are two journeyman pros. You see Dement. I'm sure Dement's done this in Europe. This is the first time we've really seen it in the U.S. And Smith, he looked like the veteran right there.
Smith just kind of stuffing him in that first turn.
See, in Europe it's a little different.
Yeah.
We have a full 2 laps. In Europe it's 1 lap. So, you stick a guy one good time, you leave him. 2 laps, you can actually make up a little difference as Dement. You see, he got stopped and he's already starting to close in a little bit on Danny Smith.
Well, he still has a bit of room to make up. See Smith continuing to pull. 2 laps, bracket racing. I think it's fair to say after tonight, this format definitely going to stick.
Danny Smith on the Honda. You see both riders having a seat bounce that one jump in style and stand about the same distance apart. Thing is, can Dement get close enough? With the bracket races, you only have to do it one time, Pat. If you can get close enough, get to the inside, and just go for the front tire. You don't have to knock it out from under it. You just have to stop that front tire from moving.
Well, I think that's what you hope for these guys, that they're going to take a little more chances that they would not normally take in, say, like an 8-lap or a normal Supercross race.
But in that same racing mentality, Danny Smith has to be going, I'm faster than Jeff Dement. This is a normal race. I'm in front of him. I've got to pull away. Do not give him that opportunity, because in any kind of racing, when you know a guy's close on you, you have to guard those insides. And right there, he took that outside, and now Dement says hello for the first time in this race.
A quick challenge by Dement, but still now drifts back to second.
He said hello. Like I said, you got to guard your lines. So the fast line may be outside, but you can't do it, especially in this format. Just a couple of turns remaining, Pat. Hey, you see Dement diving in. It's going to come down to that right-hander one more time.
Well, Dement on some great momentum, a second at the Montreal Supercross, and right there, Smith able to hold Dement off. So Smith will advance here in bracket racing. Still more to come. Welcome back, everyone, to the Jeremy McGrath Invitational. Back to bracket racing. And there's Joe Aloff up against Travis Pastrana. Pastrana, last night in competition, did something I think surprised a lot of people.
Certainly surprised me, Pat. Yeah. This is the first turn of the bracket racing last night. Watch the left-hand turn. Pastrana's in the lead. Josh Hansen, the 100 KTM, right behind him.
Back a flip. Head-to-head format.
And he lost position, but man, Hansen made up a lot of time in the air, but I thought he would do it sometime. I didn't know it'd literally be his first lap into the whole night.
As we jump into Pastrana and Aloff right now in the midst of their first round bracket racing, night 2 of the McGrath Invitational.
All right, this is the last lap. Aloff is leading Travis Pastrana, and Pastrana has not been on his game. He had a quick lap earlier. He was second best of the night, only to Kevin Windham, but he just keeps coming up short. I think he's being too tentative with Joe Aloff.
Aloff looking strong, coming off a big injury, working his way back. And you see Pastrana trying to make a move there, but a little too late.
He triples up, and he keeps clipping each one of these, and is not able to get that drive off towards the next one. This is where he should pay off.
Right there, Pastrana through the whoops, able to hold on, but Aloff.
And jumping out. That's what he's surprised at. He thought, well, I'll have position. Certainly Joe won't triple this.
Well, you pointed it out, too. Pastrana, just in a lot of the rhythm sections, it looks a little off. He's not landing as clean as he wants, a bit hesitant.
He has one more chance. Joe Alon's probably going to go right in the middle and does.
That's a beautiful move.
Cash it. Joe Aloff takes the win. This is the biggest day maybe in his career. He just beat Travis Pastrana heads up.
So there's the current standings. More racing when we come back to the Jeremy McGrath Invitational after these messages. We continue with bracket racing number 12, David Villeman, number 24, Josh Grant. And Josh Grant, as we've seen, willing to take chances.
Josh the young gun, but Villeman has been the factory rider for years. Last year, I think he was a little lost in his sponsorship. Now he's on that MDK Honda team with Nick Way.
And DV,
Villeman.
that first corner, able to pull out, but Grant will not go down quietly.
You know what that was? That was a tone setter. he says, yeah, you're aggressive. I'm David Villeman. I'm David Villeman.
But we've seen in the Moto 1, Grant just work his way back up. He has this course figured out.
It's only a 2-lap race. Villeman should be able to pull away from Josh Grant, but we've seen the lap times. Grant's been every bit, if not faster, than Villeman. And look at him right there in the whoops. On a smaller bike with less power, both of these guys are plenty tall. They should be able to hit him wide open. Villeman should be faster. He wasn't.
Well, we made reference to it earlier. Not an AMA-sanctioned event, so Grant not having to use the silencers as normal, but very loud back, very fast bike, though.
Very loud and fast. And he couldn't ride it in the Supercross because it was too loud. Christian Kimmy, his crew chief, said this was the setup that they wanted for the Supercross season. They just couldn't use it. 1 lap to go, and Villeman did not pull away. Actually, Grant has closed in now.
Yeah, Grant pinned coming into that corner.
But Villeman's not back. And Villeman blowing through the berm.
Oh, and Grant getting pushed aside, almost off the side of the ramp.
That ramp actually helped him. He hooked up on that plating on the front, and the rear tire actually hooked up a little better. And Grant is all on it, stepping off, just like we saw Sorby. And it is on now, boys.
Through the whoops, Grant being very calculating, trying to take that inside, and right there, loses it.
Oh, man, he lost a lot of momentum, especially on the smaller bike. But you know what? Jumping right there, he keeps it low. Didn't lose that much, but 2 turns remain.
And you know Villeman can hear him, for sure.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, Villeman, if you go high, you are nuts. There's no reason, but he does somewhat.
Oh, look at this. Right there, Grant just pushes him up, and Villeman takes it wide, and Grant takes the win.
Oh, an insult to injury right there. He gives a little love tap and pops over.
And Grant claims it.
Giant killer right there.
That close call on the ramp, though.
Yeah, that was close. Look at that. He dipped out and really hooked up at the last second. But Villeman should never have went this wide. He does. Grant goes the inside. That was all Villeman. Never should have went that wide.
Wanted to triple out, and it pays as Grant advances. Cameron Steele is with Grant.
Well, head-to-head racing can get pretty dirty, Josh. That was a heck of a battle.
Wow, man, that was nuts. You know, Villeman got me in the first corner, so I was like, you know what? Just stay with him. I'll get him in the last corner. I knew that's where I was going to pass him. So, you know, it's head-to-head, and he gets a little dirty, but, you know, it's fun.
What about, did you have one of the ramps have a problem on it? Did you slide off on it?
I was probably on the edge over there, and for sure thought I was going off the side, but saved it.
The ramp's bringing a whole new game into this Supercross racing. We'll see how it shakes out here in the head-to-head.
More racing after this. Welcome back, everyone. This being the Jeremy McGrath Invitational. If you're going to have a freestyle motocross demo, well, you invite the best. Pastrana, Jones, Richmond, along with Ronnie Feist, and even more.
Yeah,
Cargola?
Ox Cargola, Nate Adams, Mike Mason, talented riders, some of them old school racers, but this is about freestyle motocross demo. Back to backer, side to side backflips now. Nate Adams, Pastrana, these guys know how to put on a show. And Miles Richmond, guy has so much style, showing a little love to Jeremy McGrath with a nag-nag.
For a speedy recovery there. Big cliffhangers from Adams and extended rulers.
Rock solid. You can't go wrong with that. And they hit the jumps that were on the course, but they also brought in a freestyle ramp. You see the stripper, you see the backflips, all the big tricks and variations of the biggest tricks in freestyle motocross here tonight.
Well, variations of the whips and the flips. And I'll tell you what, testament that this is one of the best demos ever. Not just the smiles on the fans, but the riders. They seem to be having such a good time. Big no-hander backflips, extended Ted Foddy's.
And it doesn't get any better than that. Lazy boy backflip, heel clicker backflip. That's some good stuff, Pat. Holy grab.
The best in the sport, entertaining ramp to ramp in between bracket racing and main motos. Stick around, more to come from the Jeremy McGrath Invitational right after this. Welcome back, everyone, as we look at some highlights from the semifinals. Heath Voss and Kevin Windham, the bracket race.
And he approached it like it's a typical moto. I mean, he got the whole shot. He was determined to get the whole shot against Heath Voss, and it paid dividends, taking the checker flag first.
So Windham would advance on to the finals. As we look at our next semifinal matchup, Danny Smith along with Josh Grant, teammate of Kevin Windham. And Grant has been aggressive all night, much the same.
Key point is to note that Danny Smith on the 450F Honda, Grant on the 250F Honda, but it was Grant who came out on top.
Grant would advance to meet Kevin Windham in the finals.
Man, we were all wondering, will he keep up his aggressiveness? I mean, he gave Danny Smith a run for his money, dives to the inside. Danny gives him a little room, but now he's going to be racing against Kevin Windham in this final. Does he keep that same approach? Can he be that aggressive with his teammates?
Well, what we've seen from Kevin Windham, he is not going to let up. So we are set for our final bracket race of the main night. Kevin Windham up against Josh Grant. Question, what kind of professional protocol will you follow here, Robbie?
Give it everything you have if you're Josh Grant. What happens, happens, but you don't want to park the guy. I mean, he's trying to make a remember the family attitude I was talking about.
They are teammates.
Oh.
Look at Grant on the inside.
How was he that fast, though, right there?
Now, we made a lot of discussion tonight about the difference in bikes. Grant on a completely different setup.
He only needs to really stick him or stop him one good time. When I say he, I'm talking about Josh Grant, the 24 Honda. Kevin Windham has been the fastest all weekend long, but the undersized bike of Josh Grant, you'd think he's at a detriment, but he said he rides it better. He's ridden the 450s, but this is a bike he competes on, so he chooses to ride the 250.
And we've seen the spring out of the corners. Grant has just been explosive all night. Well, I want to put it back to question, though. Can we expect to see the same type of stuff intertype? Even if Grant has that opportunity, would he do that to Kevin Windham?
That's $10,000 extras on the line with a white flag app. It's possible. It's possible. He won't clean his clock, but he may stop him. Remember, like Cameron talked about in the open, if you stop a guy going up to those ramps and you get the drive, big bonus.
Well, Grant almost got stomped, and we saw him almost slide off the side of the ramp in an earlier matchup. That didn't stop him.
But when you're talking about big money, I mean, there are thousands, tens of thousands of reasons. $30,000 to win, $20,000 for second place. They make you a little bit more aggressive. Grant, if he does finish second, will win $20K, Pat. That's almost twice as much as if he won an AMA Supercross main event in the 250 class.
Huge purse. And let's think about the scenario for Kevin Windham. One last night in the main, one last night in the bracket racing, and is looking like well on his way to taking the win here in tonight's bracket racing. So he'll have one more race to go to make it a sweep.
And now it is official. There is a sweep in the brackets. $30K last night, $30K tonight. That's $60,000 in his back pocket. Two great rides from Josh Grant, $40,000 richer this weekend. But look at this, side by side over that big ramp the first time. I thought maybe they were doing it for style, but no, they were just that fast. Let's go down to Cameron Steele. He's with our winner, Kevin Windham.
Well, Kevin Windham coming through with the goods 2 nights in a row, the head-to-head competition, sweeping the $60,000. Was there even a challenge out there for you?
Oh, man, every time the gate dropped, it was just so nerve-wracking, man. 2 laps, or actually a lap and a half, just a pure sprint. Anything can happen. We saw some really exciting racing tonight. Josh has been on my heels the whole weekend and had a crazy win with David Villeman there, and just that kind of stuff's been going on all night, so it's nerve-wracking, but it feels great to get it done.
60 in the bank, 125 to the overall winner. I mean, is this a prelude of what we're going to see? And compare the 2 races, the heat racing versus the main event.
Yeah, you know, the heat racing hopefully was a good indication of what's to come. It's, my Sobe, No Fear, Samsung, Honda's just been working well. Josh is, of course, too. He's right there with me. But, man, the 60,000's in the bank. But I got to keep my head down. I got 125,000 to try to win tonight. Josh got second behind me last night. Anything can happen. And boy, to clean sweep this thing would just be incredible.
Over $200,000 paid from the brackets alone. More racing after this. Here at the Jeremy McGrath Invitational, it is a 2-day event, but back at the first day, can we say this? It was the Kevin Windham show. Took the bracket race, then took the main, and then after what we just saw in tonight's bracket, he's halfway there.
Yeah, Kevin Windham show because he's already $60,000 richer. $30,000 from last night's bracket race, $30,000 from tonight, but now it's time for the main event. Kevin won last night. Tonight, I'm seeing a little more exuberance out of Josh Grant.
Oh, yeah.
He's young, he's on an undersized bike, but this guy really has a lot of heart, and there's $125,000 on the line to the winners. That's a lot of money, especially for a young kid.
Yeah, and Grant taking a lot of chances in the corners. The question, will it be a clean sweep for Kevin Windham? We're about to find out. So a lot of focus on Kevin Windham along with Josh Grant, but a stacked field, 19 racers in our 16-lap main moto. And at stake, bragging rights and $125,000 purse, and Kevin Windham getting his choice out of the gate. And you see to his outside, fellow teammate, Josh Grant.
Yeah, he won his heat race. I gave him first pick. Grant says, hey, I like this outside. That means that he probably thinks Kevin may get a good start and go inside to try and, kind of shut the field down to his inside. If he does that, it might give Grant a little bit more breathing room.
Here we go, the main moto. Away on the outside, Joe Aloff has some distance to make up right there.
Eric Sorby got the Couche Cash Hole Shot Award last night, $1,000 richer. Tonight, it looks like Kyle Lewis.
Kyle Lewis out front, followed by privateer Eric Sorby, Kevin Windham, then David Villeman. Back in 8th, you see Grant. But immediately some shuffling going on, and Windham making up ground very quickly.
I don't know how Kyle Lewis got the nickname Lucky. That's skill right there. He is a whole shot machine. But you see the bike, jumping into the lead.
Effortless, Kevin Windham moving into the lead.
And look at Josh Grant on the inside.
Three wide
into that left-hand turn. He's not wasting time. He can't.
So Grant making up ground, and you see right behind him is Sorby, along with Kyle Lewis.
The separation already for Kevin Windham. My eyes are still on that Honda back there, about 5th or 6th with the yellow gear. Josh Grant. He is he's proven that he can work his way up through the field, but he's really at a detriment right now. And Windham, look at that. The back end trying to check out in those Dunlop rockets. That whoop section's tough. They rebuilt it from last night tonight. It's fresh.
Windham giving a little look back, but he knows he's gaining ground, trying to widen that gap with the lead. And you see out the back, Grant coming into the 4th place position, battling for 4th.
Seat bouncing, tripling right there. You see his leg already out, setting up for that left-hand turn. Very Jeff Ward reminiscent.
Let's talk about Kevin Windham for a second. Has finished top 3 in AMA Supercross every year since '99. It's no surprise to see a rider like this dominate.
And he broke his femur, recently, and he comes back, and he's still the same old Kevin. He's smooth. Robbie Raynor's in our field tonight. Robbie was Kevin before Kevin.
See the yellow flags up. Jeff Willow along with other riders, both down in the far corner.
Asterisk Medical Unit taking care of them that travel on the Supercross circuit. It's something when you're the leader, you really don't know what's ahead of you. And you just have to be extra cautious.
We've seen the best. McGrath having problems just out of that one whoop, and you made reference to it. Just the ruddiness of this course when things get slicked out. A lot of these riders have been complaining how it's getting out of the corners.
Yeah, you've kind of the best of both of the worlds here, because it was actually too wet to start off the night. That'll make ruts. But also, as the night progresses, it gets dry, it gets slick. So you're right, Pat. You have both here. It was wet, but now it's starting to get a little dry. Sometimes that means tacky, which the riders like.
We saw Thomas trying to paddle his way back to the top 3, still held by Villeman and Grant. Both those riders trying to catch up to Kevin Windham, who's just making it look so easy here.
Such a big purse with the Jeremy McGrath Invitational. Here's 10th place, hovering right around 10th. Kyle Mace, Danny Smith, Robbie Raynard. Thousands of dollars are on the line, Pat. You lose a position, that's money out of your pocket. But I don't think anybody's going to have quite the payday that Kevin Windham is if he keeps this up. 60 plus 125. That makes $185,000 he has a chance of winning here tonight.
You saw Thomas outside of the top 4 trying to work his way back. He had a hold on it early on and then slipped back. Voss in 4th, Grant in 3rd, Villeman still in 2nd. Kevin Windham has gone on record saying he's focused to end the season with the same intensity that he's starting the seasons with. I was talking about that, and if you look at his performance here tonight, completely on par with that mission statement.
Smooth. It's like that Thor ad. I love it. It's like that poetry in motion. You hear the music and you just see him ride. It looks so effortless. Just look at. It's supposed to be difficult for a guy who's leading a race to work your way by lap riders. It just happens that way. Normally they don't always pull over, and you have to be a little tentative. Here, it looks like he's trying to make up time on the field.
Well, things winding down 6 laps to go here in the main moto. We'll be right back after this. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage of the main moto.
You know, you put him on a slick track. That suits his style a little more, at least in his results, it seems to, as we're approaching our last lap here. But Kevin is consistent. That's how he will win if he does it. He's consistently fast, where maybe James might be a little more reckless and throw it down when you'd least expect it.
Well, you mentioned the AMA Supercross, top 3 since 1999. I was talking about it earlier. You can't get more consistent than that. I mean, that's an incredible record when you talk about the level of riding throughout Supercross.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate as the white flag's out and we're seeing Josh Grant back in there. It's unfortunate we couldn't see Chad Reed here tonight as well. I know he was wanting to come. He'd been injured, and I'm sure, you know, he gives props to Jeremy McGrath all the time, the guy he looked up to. Hopefully we'll see him next year. Taking a look over at Danny Smith. I think he's kind of letting Danny race his own race out there right now. He has a comfortable enough lead, but there's so much money up for grabs. If Danny can get more, you know, make more passes, he'll make even more money. So you really don't want to pass him, but then again, you don't want to get caught by Villeman.
It perfectly illustrates the lead that Kevin Windham has had since the beginning of this main moto race. This is the inaugural Jeremy McGrath Invitational as Kevin Windham comes in.
The final time, steps on, steps off.
And there it is, devastating consistency. Kevin Windham, back-to-back wins in the bracket racing and the main motos. And he was smooth from the get-go. Even didn't get the whole shot, came back on the second turn as we send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, boys, Kevin Windham looking very Jeremy McGrath-ish out there tonight, dominating the event. It's got to be a great feeling. $185,000 into the bank account's not a bad way to go either.
Man, it's been an unbelievable evening, and I got to thank Jeremy McGrath Invitational for putting this thing on. McGrath himself, man, it's just been a night of first for me, from the metal ramps and this incredible helmet that him and Troy Lee put together, and just everything. The purse was unbelievable, 185 grand large, and the metal ramps, just from start to finish, this has been an incredible night for me.
Well, it's been a unique event, start to finish, the bracket racing, the money, the helmet. I mean, it's just a good vibe all the way around, and that's the way Jeremy does it.
Well, the camaraderie that coming into this race that all the riders felt, and, you know, it was a real relaxed atmosphere and stuff. Awesome time. Everybody had a blast that was riding it. But, man, at some point in the night, you had to start thinking about the cash, and that's whenever the pressure got turned on. But, man, I got to thank the Sobe Samsung Honda team. No fear for all the guys for helping me get here this weekend. It's been an incredible run, and I got to thank my team.
Kevin Windham once again dominating here at the Home Depot Center, racking it up. First place in the first ever Jeremy McGrath Invitational.
Thanks a lot, Cameron. So the trophy, the title, and the cash go to Kevin Windham as we look at tonight's main moto results. Villeman in second, Josh Grant in third, Keith Voss in fourth, and Jason Thomas rounding out the top 5. Now for the overall Jeremy McGrath title, you take tonight's results and you combine them with the first night of competition. And as we look at those, you see Kevin Windham on top, followed by Josh Grant and David Villeman in third. Equally impressive, the $500,000 payout throughout the bracket and the main moto. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. And tonight at 7 Eastern on NBC, catch up on all today's NFL action with Football Night in America.
Folks, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Larry Nance
So congratulations once again to K-Dub, as smooth as ever. The win here at the first inaugural Jeremy McGrath Invitational. On behalf of Robbie Floyd and Cameron Still, I'm Pat Parnell. We'll see you next year.